Hi everyone, this is Laura Hammock from the Marble Jar channel, and in today's video I will share why I think that relationship growth is like a three-legged race. Many of the couples that I work with in couples counseling come in with really only one goal: to change their partner. If their partner just changes, their relationship would be so much better. But unfortunately, in my experience, this is not a strategy that works well. Instead, I think it's helpful to think of relationship growth as a three-legged race. Do you remember that race during field day in elementary school? Everyone picks a friend, stands next to them, and ties their closest leg together. So each person has a free outside leg, and the leg tied to your partner is considered the third leg. So the goal is to get across the finish line faster than the other couples using your three legs to move. So here's why I think it's a good analogy for relationship growth. As a couple, we are actually tied to our partner in the context of the relationship. And our journey to relationship health can only go as fast as our partnership will allow us. However, it is important to note that we do have complete control over our one free leg. The other leg, the one that's tied to our partner, we can influence it, but it's not something we can completely control. And we have no control at all over our partner's free leg. I would say the most important thing that you can do in couples therapy is to take an independent step forward on your free leg. Once you are there, your job is to stabilize yourself and shift your balance into that forward position. In more concrete terms, this step forward is any autonomous, relationship-oriented goal, any steps towards being your best, most healthy relational self. I'm going to give some examples of this in a minute, but regardless of how far we may have come, we can all brush up on our skills of being in relationship with each other. We might behave really well in most situations, but we find it challenging when there's a lot at stake or if we're emotionally activated. So here are some examples of autonomous steps forward. Holding your tongue when you feel defensive. Choosing to ask a curious question rather than having a big reaction. Rephrasing that reflexive bit of criticism before it comes out of your mouth. Staying when you would normally leave the room. Saying what bothers you instead of people-pleasing, or speaking up when normally you would shut down or withdraw. So these are just a handful of examples, but each of us has some behaviors that contribute to unhealthy dynamics. Whatever it is for you, take that emotional risk to change, step forward independently with your free leg, and then really stabilize and shift your balance onto that leg. And by that, I mean practice, practice, practice. Put yourself in challenging situations and continue to build that muscle and stabilize your new developmental skill. So just a word about taking a step independently. That means that your action does not depend on your partner. This step is completely unconnected to their actions. So they might have terrible behavior, call you names, pout, throw a temper tantrum, give you the silent treatment. None of that matters. Taking your own independent step forward is not dependent on them. After all, you only have control over your free leg. You can't control their free leg, nor can you control your shared leg if they are resisting forward progress. All you can do is your very best with your own free leg. Once you've taken your step forward and shifted your balance, it changes the whole weight distribution in your partnership. And in my experience, it almost always highlights the work your partner needs to do to catch up. You have now stabilized and shifted your balance forward, so they have to work harder to do nothing. So I worked with a couple recently where the wife would have a panic attack every time they had conflict. Once she was able to get her panic attacks under control, it revealed that he needed to work on his defensiveness. Until she stepped forward, he was able to hide out without making any effort to change. Only after she shifted did his negative contribution become more clear. Every step forward that you make reveals your partner's deficits and challenges. Once your partner has also stepped forward, stabilized, and shifted their balance, only then can you pull the tied together third leg along with you. And this is the work of relationships. One person individually shifts, their partner shifts to catch up, both stabilize and rebalance, and then the relationship changes and grows as a result. Unfortunately, not every partner is willing to do their autonomous work. So here are some common complaints that I've heard. Why should I have to change when my partner is so badly behaved? I get it. Some people have truly egregious behavior, but standing still and waiting for your partner to change is a good way to never get off the starting line. All you can control is moving your own free leg forward. If you don't work on this, you'll be stuck waiting indefinitely. I'm not going to change until he does. See the above explanation. I try really, really hard not to work with couples where both people feel like this. There is no room for growth and change in this kind of system. I've been pulling us along the entire time. I am done working hard. So I do think that some partners have done a lot more emotional work in the relationship, and it doesn't seem fair to continue to ask that person to do more work. So this is true. And also, pulling your partner along is actually not healthy relationship behavior. It's more about changing yourself, shifting, rebalancing, and doing your own work while they scramble to catch up. There are some hilarious YouTube videos showing couples doing the three-legged race where one person is literally dragging the other one around. It's funny, but it's kind of dangerous, and ultimately it's not effective. These couples rarely win the race or even make it over the finish line. The best couples I work with are ones where each partner is focused on doing their own work. Right now I'm working with a couple where the female partner is trying not to control her partner's behavior, and the male partner is working on regulating his own emotions without her. They both went through a very uncomfortable stage, but they are now stabilizing and shifting, and they have pulled the third leg to catch up, meaning that their relationship is really benefiting from these independent steps forward. These are the couples that grow the fastest. Each partner is focused on their own work and being their own best self, and they are creating a good rhythm of growth and change in the relationship. These are also the couples that win the three-legged race. Those who are moving their free legs independently but simultaneously and then pulling the third leg forward together. This rhythm of simultaneous independent work followed by joint effort is how you can quickly and effectively move towards the finish line of a healthier relationship. I'd love to know what you think. Comments are always appreciated, and thanks for watching.